The South African music scene has seen a renaissance of sorts, from the rise of Amapiano to some hip hop artists that are still doing their things, and R&B. I mean, there's some dope R&B artists in the SA, man. And I'd like to discuss one of them today. What's up? I'm Seyr, and welcome to my corner of the internet. And on this episode, I wanted to discuss my favorite EP right now. Not do like a review or more so like just like I said, a discussion, man. And let's talk about music, man. I mean, for me, sharing music is a love language. So yeah, let's share some dope music. So on this episode, we'll be discussing my favorite EP right now. But before we get to that, I want to give you a little backstory on who this artist is that has me captured right now. Her stage name is Filah Lah Lah. Yeah. Let me give you a little backstory on her first before we get to the EP. Riabetswe Filah Ranamane was born on the 18th of August 1995, named after her grandmother, the Filah part, which is also how she got her stage name, because her grandmother had the nickname Lala, and they both share the name Filah, so Filah Lala. That's how her stage name got to be. Her dad, who has since passed, was in foreign affairs, and from what I can gather, her mom is an academic. I'm not really sure on what she does professionally, but she holds multiple degrees. And Filah has some siblings. Where I'm not sure where the standing is on the siblings, but I do know of an older brother who, from what I can gather again, has passed also. RIP to her dad and her older brother. But due to her dad's job, she moved around a lot, her and her family. At one point, they lived in Los Angeles, California, in the United States, and in another, they lived in Jakarta. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, in Indonesia. And Filah speaks on her experiences both in the States and in Indonesia, where in some spaces she was the only black kid, where she didn't really fit in that well. But she also had a close relationship with her family. She cites her mom as her fashion inspiration and the person who inspires her fashion sense, and she cites her dad with introducing her to dope music, which ended up being her influences. Artists like Nina Simone, Marvin Gaye, Betty Wright, Biggie Smalls, Smokey Robinson. And a little tidbit, Filah actually started writing music at 9 years old. So I feel like that also kind of makes sense why the music is so layered and so... You understand when you get to the EP, but yeah, no, it's too much. Filah dropped her debut single Feels Like November 9th, 2019, while she was studying for a law degree. And around this time, I think before she dropped the single, she signed to an independent label called Kalombo Records. That's where she will be until last year or this year, if I'm not mistaken, when she signed to a bigger label. Her debut EP, Philosophy, dropped August 18th, 2020, on her birthday, with the lead single This Is. So by the next year, she started teasing her second EP, saying it's sort of like a continuation of the story started with Philosophy. I do have to mention though that I have yet to listen to Philosophy. I want to take my time with it, I want to get into it when I feel like I'm ready to. So let's get back to the story. So by the next year, she started teasing her second EP, which was going to be a continuation of the story that she started with Philosophy, titled We're Gonna Be Just Fine. So the trailer dropped on the 17th of September 2021. And this is what I want to discuss today. The EP We're Gonna Be Just Fine. On the bio for the trailer, it actually says October 11th. So I'm not really sure when it came out, but I'm just gonna use the Spotify version, October 25th. So we're gonna be just fine dropped October 25th, 2021 on Colombo Records. Alright, let's get into the EP then. So She's Gotta Go is this introduction to the EP. It sort of like sets the mood for what we are to expect, I guess. It's this like piano heavy song where the lyrics of the song are just "She's got to go," and yeah, it's beautiful, man. The vocals there on flex, man. The harmonies in the background, the layering of the vocals also, it's incredible. I mean, for a 52-second track, it sets the mood very nicely. So this takes us into track 2.
I didn't plan this. Love is a savage. I cannot.
So this is our first full-length track of the EP, and the only track with a visual actually. And yeah, it's a dope song. Also, it's sort of like neo soul hip hop blend. It really reminds me of Jill Scott. The beat I'm saying, not the vocals. I mean, Filah has her own range of vocals, but like the beat, the sound, the neo soul hip hop blend, it this beat, let me just say, this beat could easily place on Who Is Jill Scott. If you know the album Who Is Jill Scott, this beat could actually like really fit in there. So yeah, also I'm a huge fan of Jill Scott, so this is a dope song to me. The subject matter, it's basically Filah saying you gotta change or find out, like either change your ways and learn to love yourself and learn to appreciate yourself and learn to value and love the people around you. Change your ways or you're gonna find out. Change or find out. And this takes us into the third track, which is actually 2 tracks.
I got you relate, but I'm already on the way.
The first part of the third track tonight finds Filah longing for a love for the night, I could say. Yeah, it's essentially like we can love each other tonight and that's it. Like, if you know what I'm saying, it's essentially like about this love that can only last for one night tonight, and the next morning it's faded, it's gone. And it's this like R&B song with Filah, of course, flexing on the vocals. I mean, this entire EP is just her flexing with the vocals, man. The production is on tens. So then the track takes us into the second part of the track, which is What Has Love Done For You, which is then it's kind of like broken up by an audio clip in the middle, and it's then like this I wanna fuck up the instrument, but like it's a wind instrument. I think it's a trumpet or a sax, but like yeah, with then Filah asking the question, what has love done for you, repeatedly through until the end of the track, which then takes us into track 4.
I'm in over my head. Don't know what happened.
So this track is actually the track that got me into the EP. It's the first track I ever listened to on the EP, and I actually found it while I was listening to another R&B artist. I forget who. It's some months back. So I was at work and like I'm listening to a playlist, obviously. And okay, no, I'm like I wasn't listening to a playlist. I was listening to an album. So after the album, you know, Spotify, if you're on Spotify, it plays a radio afterwards. So it started playing R&B tracks afterwards, and for some time, after a few tracks, I think it was like 5 tracks if I'm not mistaken. After like those 5 tracks, Real Love came on. It started this, man. It started like my love for Filah's music, and yeah, I haven't looked back since. So yeah, Real Love is this neo soul song with Filah essentially like being appreciative of the fact that she had the chance to experience real love, you know. There's this line on the song, and I think I'm gonna paraphrase it, but like essentially she's saying, I wanna thank my ancestors, that I was actually able to experience real love. Be it gone now, but like I'm glad that I actually got to experience that. And yeah, it's very beautiful, man. It's this soul, very soft song where the feel is just going in on the emotions, man. And yeah, and you feel it, you feel it very much. It's a dope song. This takes us into track 5. After my multiple listens, nothing's as it seems. I think it became my least favorite over time, yeah? And then something weird happened where for like a month, I think it was the only track I was listening to. Coincident, I don't know how it happened, but like somehow it just happened to be the only track I listened to on the EP, and then I fell deeply in love with it, man. Like, oh my god, this song, man. It's yeah, man. Nothing's as it seems, Nothing's as it seems. Yeah, it is. It's sprawling. It's beautiful. Featuring Samuel Miller, who actually I think this is his first track ever. But getting into the subject matter of the song, my theory actually is that this song is meant to be like the aftermath of Real Love. I mean, on Real Love, like we said, she speaks about love had and love lost. So now she's starting to heal from that love, slowly but surely. She's starting to move on, you could say. Yeah, so like she's kind of saying, in some way, I think the title "Nothing's as It Seems" is meant to be like kind of this. I may look okay on the outside, but I'm still hurting on the inside, kind of thing. If that makes sense. There's this line that I love very dearly on the track where she says, "There's safety in a selfish state," which is true if we're being honest, man. There is some safety in being selfish, and choosing yourself. Yeah, but other than that, man, it's this soft, soul song with Filah, of course, flexing on the vocals, with also the featured artist, Samuel Miller, who's as I said that I checked his discography, and this is actually his first song ever. On Spotify, let me clarify, on Spotify, yeah. Also he dope vocals, man. He did his thing for the part that he had to play on the song, so this takes us into the last track of the album.
Hey, won't you hold me? I know I'm listening.
So just like track 3, this one is also in 2 parts. Now go ahead, starts with this audio clip of this guy talking about that it's important to love yourself. Self-love is very important. Looking out for yourself first, and all that, And then it takes us into the song, which again, my theory, like most of these explanations are my theory. My theory on the theory of this song. My theory on the concept of this song is after Nothing's as It Seems, she, like I said, she was healing. So at this point, it's in that point where how can I put it? That moment where, like, after a relationship is over, and maybe after like you've healed and everything, now you're looking back at the relationship and you're like, you dumb motherfucker, like some shit like that, like you dumbass. I think that's what knucklehead is to me. It's like that, you dumb motherfucker, you let go of such, blank. But yeah, to me, that's how the message comes across to me. It's like even the title, knucklehead, you're fucking knucklehead. So yeah, it's this, like, I think it's drums that are backing her this time with like these very soft beats in the back, with her just saying like, I gave you everything you wanted, and it still wasn't enough, which is also like kind of certifies my theory that it's about like that look back at a relationship probably being like, "You dumbass," you know. Yeah. So then the second part of the song is titled "Someday," which closes us off on the EP. Yeah, and it's this like hopeful message where she's like, "Yeah, you'll find your way and you'll love again someday. Maybe not now, but someday." And yeah, man, it's now like actually looking back on the EP, like it's this very dope love story. I mean, even even the title, "We're gonna be just fine." It's like, yeah, we'll be fine, man. Sort of like an affirmation, like I guess to herself, that like she's gonna be fine, and I think also to her ex, like we're gonna be good, dog. Like we'll move on and we'll find other people and we'll find love again someday. Maybe not now. Before we close this video off, I just wanted to throw out some of my own personal thoughts on the EP. I mean, I hope that throughout the video it was sort of evident how much I love this EP. It's a dope project, and I've also actually listened to On Air, her debut album, which she released after she signed to Sony. And yeah, it's this 18 track, like the title suggests, On Air. It's this radio station in the same venue as Don FM, I could say, but like not exactly the same sounds, but like you get the concept. It's the radio station, you know. Yeah, so going back to "We're Gonna Be Just Fine," it's this like 22 minute long EP, you know. It's very short and sweet, and with the vocals on tip top shape, man. You know, Filah's voice is incredible, man. I mean, the way she enunciates her words and the words that she writes, like when you actually look deeper into the lyrics. I think she also said this in one of the interviews I watched while preparing for this video. She also said that like people will love the music first, right? And then when they actually look into the lyrics and everything, they're like, "God damn, this is deep." It's very very deep. And one day I'm actually I don't know when, probably by, I don't want to set a date because I don't like doing that with music, but I do want to listen to Philosophy because I've heard her sophomore EP and her debut album On Air, but I haven't heard her debut EP yet. And yeah, it also like it's kind of exciting that I still have a project that I haven't listened yet, that is Filah's. But otherwise, man, thank you for joining me on my corner. I hope you stay blessed, stay peaceful, stay fed, and you stay moneyed, man. Until then, peace.